The day we have all been wishing for years, has finally arrived. Every single year, we get the same report. Kathleen Kennedy is going to be leaving Lucasfilm this year, and it never happens. But then last year, we actually got a pretty viable source from Puck News that said that Kathleen Kennedy is actually genuinely going to leave next year in 2026. And Kathleen Kennedy went out to make a statement kind of saying, oh, that's not true, all that type of stuff, and kind of proved it was true, because if it wasn't true, you would just not respond to it. And it's finally happened now. Kathleen Kennedy is officially leaving Lucasfilm. Dave Filoni and Lin-Win Brennan will take over the leadership duties. So Kathleen Kennedy is officially leaving Lucasfilm, confirming the rumor from Puck News. After 14 years overseeing Star Wars under Disney, Kennedy's exit marks the end of one of the most controversial leadership tenures in modern franchise history. While industry trades are framing the transition as a long-planned success designed to recapture the studio's stride, the reality is far less flattering and far more damaging. She is not stepping aside at the height of success. She is leaving behind a franchise that has shrunk in cultural relevance, fractured its fan base, and lost its standing as a true theatrical event. And that is fucking true. Kathleen Kennedy has ruined not just Star Wars, which is a big thing she's ruined Lucasfilm as a whole. Like, so many fucking things from Lucasfilm have been ruined because of this stupid fucking Karen. And, of course, in her big puff piece interview that she did with Deadline, which is where, they did all this shit, right? She, of course, has to attack the fans. So Kathleen Kennedy attacks Star Wars fans in an exit interview. I wouldn't change a thing. And she frames it as the people who are mad at her and her decisions are a very, very small percentage of the fan base. That is what she is saying. Those are the people who are not liking their products. So the fact that fucking The Acolyte was canceled almost immediately after it came out was because of a very, very small percent. If it's a very, very small percentage, Kathy, you wouldn't listen to it. If it was a very, very small percentage, there wouldn't have been a big, 7-year gap in between The Rise of Skywalker and The Mandalorian Grogu being the next Star Wars movie in a fucking movie theater. You wouldn't have hid yourself on Disney Plus, churning out garbage show after garbage show, which get canceled almost immediately after because the viewership's not there. This, I swear to God, man. I don't know if, it can be stressed. The damage she has done, not even to just Star Wars, but entertainment in general. How many things that are introduced in Star Wars, just The Force Awakens alone, has so much damaging shit in it that persists throughout the entirety of Hollywood for the next 6 fucking years. It cannot be stressed how much damage she did. So, let's talk about who takes over, which is Kennedy will be replaced by a dual leadership structure pairing Dave Filoni as president and chief creative officer alongside Lin-Win Brennan, who will oversee the business side of the studio. Here's the thing, though. They kind of already do that. Dave Filoni has been, the chief creative officer, the chief guy for, creative and Lucasfilm for years now. So, a lot of shit you see that you're oh, that kind of sucks, that's Dave Filoni. He okayed The Acolyte. He was part of The Acolyte. Good friends with Leslie Headland, by the way, Dave Filoni. He oversaw that, and he was fine with it. The Ahsoka show, all this garbage shit is him. Right? And, people are oh my god, Dave Filoni, he's gonna fix everything because he did Mando Season 1 and 2 and Star Wars Rebels. It's yeah, but guess what? He also did Ahsoka, and he also okayed The Acolyte. Guys, he's fully into this. He fully buys into the Kathleen Kennedy way of doing things. People think oh, because of Dave Filoni, we're gonna get Star Wars to go back to the way it was. No, he's bought into this. He fully agrees with everything Kathleen Kennedy does. He was part of the storyboard room. He was part of the room that was making the sequels. And he was A-okay, and he loved the idea that they subvert it and have Leia be the one who trains Rey rather than Luke. He was all for that. This motherfucker went to like a fucking feminist like con, a feminist convention, and just started like spewing how much, it's like, too bad to you white guys, now it's going to be women in charge. Like, he's bought into this. He's fully in on the Kathleen Kennedy way of doing things. So if you think that Dave Filoni's going to fix shit, you're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. So, with Kathleen Kennedy leaving, Star Wars still sees a fractured audience, diminished theatrical relevance, escalating production costs. Yeah, because the amount that these fucking shows cost on Disney Plus is insane. It's legitimately fucking insane. And creative leadership that's deeply tied to the same era fans rejected. Yeah, because they are fucking still gung-ho about the sequels. Now, they are admitting some defeat. Right, at Galaxy's Edge, they've now replaced all the sequel characters back, and they're going back to OT characters, the people, that the fans actually like. So they have admitted defeat there, finally. But, like, the best thing you can do to fix anything is you just, like, decanonize it. You have to just decanonize it. Now, it may be too late to just go, like, hey, to fix Star Wars, we're decanonizing the Disney stuff, and we're re-implementing the expanded universe. I don't know if you can do that. Some people say you can do that. I don't know if you can. It might be too late. I think maybe the best thing you do is going forward, you just reintroduce the expanded universe in your new mediums, right? Like maybe make like if you want to do like live action true sequels, just do the Thrawn trilogy with new actors, and that will be your new sequel trilogy. And you're like, yeah, that's now canon. And maybe you can do like animated TV shows on the other books, right? You can do like the Courtship of Princess Leia, Truce at Baccarat, I think that's what it's called. Like you can do all of that in like animated like movies, not shows exactly, but like a movies of those things with the new cast, and to like reintroduce it into the canon while keeping some of the Disney stuff that worked. Because there is, not all the Disney shit is bad. Most of it is, but there is some good stuff. Like people like Clone Wars Season 7. Star Wars Rebels is pretty well received. Rogue One and Andor are pretty well received, right? So you can keep that. Right? Like keep the stuff people like. But a lot of the shit people don't like the sequels and Solo, like the Ahsoka show, the Obi-Wan show, Book of Boba Fett. I would get rid of Mandalorian at this point. Like, just chuck them. Just fucking get rid of him. You had Mandalorian as a good thing, and then Season 3 came out, and everyone's like, oh, fuck. They tried to replace him with Bo-Katan. Another fucking female takes over the show, and they're like, well, the Mandalorian doesn't necessarily mean Din Djarin. Yes, it... Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, fuck. And Star Wars is like... Dude, people don't give a fuck about Star Wars anymore. Like, they really don't. Like, I am a casual Star Wars guy. By choice. I very much have like thought multiple times about going full into Star Wars and going like, yeah, I'm gonna make this a new fandom of mine. I don't, because I know I'm gonna get mad. It's just gonna be another fandom where I get pissed off that they're mismanaging it. I've seen the prequels and the OT once, and I'm like, I'm good. I've seen a bit of episodes of Star Wars Rebels, like kind of when it was just like it was on like Disney XD at the time, and I just watched it. Like, yeah, that's pretty sweet, Like that's where I was at with Star Wars. Seen a bit of Clone Wars when it was on, because my dad used to watch the Clone Wars. So I would kind of sit and watch with him because just want to be with Dad. It's like, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Real casual Star Wars guy. I know some characters from like expanded universe, right? I know enough of Star Wars to be like, if Mara J's in fucking that Starfighter movie, I'm gonna fucking be like, God damn it, Like, yeah, I like am like on purpose backing away from fucking Star Wars. The big thing that Kathleen Kennedy pissed me off with, like, I mostly see the Star Wars stuff and I'm just like, I'm sorry, guys, like, I'm sorry, I feel for you. The big thing she made me mad at is there is a thing that Lucasfilm has that I love, like, and I'm fully into, that they fucking butchered, which is Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, I have watched all 3 Indiana Jones movies, like, multiple times as a kid. It is one of my, like, it was a comfort movies for me. I watched them all the time. I have an authentic Indiana Jones replica hat. Like, legitimately an Indiana Jones hat. Fully authenticated with the, like, Lucasfilm, like, bought from them, that I own. Still own to this day. Sits in my bedroom. Right? I dressed up as Indiana Jones for Halloween one year. I had Indiana Jones toys. Like, I had an Indiana Jones playset, which was like a mountain and all that. Like, it was really fucking cool. I had Indiana Jones toys. I would play with them. I have both the Lego Indiana Jones video games. Lego Indiana Jones was one of the first video games I ever fucking played. Right? I love Indiana Jones. So those 3 movies mean a lot to me. They really do. They mean quite a lot to me. Because I used to watch them with my dad, my grandpa, even my great-grandpa, who gave me the Indiana Jones hat I used to watch them with. And then, I watch them on my own. So they mean a lot to me. This Indiana Jones. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I just saw it as just like an movie that I just would never watch again. You know what I mean? I'm just like, whatever. There's 3 Indiana Jones movies. I don't really count the 4th one, other than the ending where Indy marries Marion. That's about it. And Mutt, right? And then they announced, like, Indiana Jones 5, and I'm just like, I don't want this, because I know you're going to fucking ruin it. And what happened? They fucking ruined him. Made him a bitter, old, decrepit man who's divorced from Marion. Mutt died in fucking a war, right? He just wants to, like, sit in his chair and die. He's tired of it all. They, of course, have to add a fucking girl boss in that movie. It's fucking stupid. So yes, am I happy at Kathleen Kennedy's leaving? Of course. But the new people in charge aren't exactly better. I don't know much about Lin Brennan, I'm going to be honest. But Dave Filoni does not fill me with hope that he's going to fix Star Wars and anything about that. It really fucking doesn't. But there we go. Finally, after all this time, the day has finally arrived. Ding dong, the witch is gone. Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Lucasfilm. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you guys on next time.